Last week we got a glimpse of the dark side of romance, but now we're getting the flip side of that. Love, faith, and second chances rest at the core of this week's interview. Hi, I'm Garrett K. Jones, and in the fourth Author Awareness August interview, I have the pleasure of speaking with Christian author Michelle Keener and her recent book release, Mission Hollywood. I try to make new content every week, so don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Happy weekend. Before I get into the interview, let's get social. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at GKJ_publishing. I post with the Five Kingdoms, Writing Community, Am Writing, and Authors Challenge 2019 hashtags. Hi Michelle, thanks for doing this interview. So what genre do you write, and do you have any current projects in the works?
You know, when it comes to genre, I'm kind of a writing rebel. Right now I have 3 books out, which are prominently displayed behind me, and actually all 3 of them represent a different genre. My first book, Shared Courage, was actually a memoir, a nonfiction, straight-up memoir about my life as a Marine wife during the Iraq War. My second book was a devotional, and then my third book, Mission Hollywood, is a contemporary Christian romance. So I'm sort of writing what I want, when I want, which is odd to have that amount of freedom as a traditionally published author. And I feel very lucky that I've been able to find 3 different publishers who are willing to work across different genres with me. My next book, coming out in December, represents a 4th genre. That's going to be a women's fiction book. So I've been very lucky in that I've had freedom, even as a traditionally published author, to write sort of what's on my heart and to write what I'm interested in and tell the stories that I want to tell.
What prompted you to become a writer, and why that particular genre?
What prompted me to become a writer? Honestly, my dad. I've been writing as long as I can remember. Pretty much from the first time someone stuck a pencil in my hand, I started writing stories and poems and songs and plays and sort of whatever popped into my head. But it was my dad who read them and said, "Hey, you're actually kind of good at this." And I never really had a moment where I said, I'm going to grow up and become a writer. It was just always there and always a part of who I am. It was the way I processed emotions, how I worked through a broken heart, how I made my way through times of disappointment. And it wasn't until Shared Courage came out that I had this sudden epiphany that people were willing to pay me for the words that I wrote. And so from that moment on, it sort of became less about me using writing in my own life and became something about, hey, maybe I can share this, and maybe this is something that can become more than a hobby for me. And it kind of did. After Shared Courage, I got a little addicted to the idea that people were going to give me money in exchange for words. And we just kind of went on from there.
Are you self-published, or have you gone through an established or traditional publisher?
Ooh, self-published or traditionally published? Well, as I kind of said earlier, I'm a little bit of a writing rebel, and so I'm both. I am both traditionally published and self-published. My first book, Shared Courage, was picked up by a mid-sized traditional publisher, Mission Hollywood, and the remaining books in that series are with a small Christian publisher. And then Light on Glass, which is my women's fiction book coming out in December, is with a 3rd publisher. 1, 2, 3, lots of publishers. Let's see how many more we can get in one career. But my devotional, You Are, is actually self-published. That book started out as a gift, or bribery, for people who signed up for my website to get updates on my books. And it got such a positive response, and I had so many people requesting a paperback because they either wanted to give it someone or they wanted to write notes in the book, that I learned very quickly how to then format and print and distribute a paperback. And I had so much fun with the process, and I really enjoyed it, that my plan now is for my next devotional, I'm going to self-publish that one as well. So for right now, I've got one foot in self-publishing and one in traditionally publishing, and I'm kind of moving forward that way. And as the publishing industry keeps changing, I might make a different decision. But for right now, doing both is working for me.
What has been one of the biggest challenges you've faced while creating your work?
Well, my biggest challenge as a writer. Right now, I would say my biggest challenge is juggling multiple projects. Generally, I like to take one project and kind of throw myself into it and focus on that and put all my creative energy on that. Right now, though, I have so many different books in so many different stages, and they all want attention, and they all need me all at the same time, that it's been a little bit of a struggle for me to figure out how to jump from one project to the other and still have that creative freshness and that motivation for each project in each different stage. So I'm drafting one book, I've got edits coming in on another book, I'm marketing another book, and trying to go from one to the other, that's been a steep learning curve for me, how to maintain that momentum and still bring excellence to it and not lose my momentum. That and running out of snacks is a big problem too.
If you had to give advice to any would-be writers out there, what would it be?
My best piece of advice to would-be writers. I would say it's really twofold. On the one hand, I think you have to be very true to your own voice and tell the story that you want to tell. Imitation is great and jumping on trends, I get all that, but as storytellers, we're gifted with creativity. We have a unique role to play, which is to share stories. And as a writer, tell the story you want to tell. Be true to that. People will tell you to change it. People will try to give you helpful advice. Tell the story you want to tell. That's the first one. And then on the other hand, always remember that writing is an art, but publishing is a business. So be prepared to put on your business hat and do your research. Understand the market. Understand how publishing works. Be aware of the changing face of the industry and make sure that you are an informed and educated but still creative and authentic artist. That's what's going to make your work really powerful, and that's what's going to help it find a place where it can reach the most amount of people. Bye, Garrett. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate your support and your encouragement, and I just wish you all the best. Thank you.
A big thank you goes out to Michelle Keener for participating in the 4th interview for Author Awareness August. You can learn more about her at michellekeener.com. Her first book, Mission Hollywood, just came out this last month, and it can be found in both paperback and Kindle editions on Amazon. The link is in the description below. Her next book, Light on Glass, is due out in December. Next week, Author Awareness August continues, and I'll get to have a discussion with fellow fantasy author Paul D. Smith to close out this month of awesome interviews. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give a like and comment below. If you're interested in sponsoring more videos like this, you can support me on Patreon by clicking the link in the description, where you'll have a choice of 3 support tiers, ranging from $1 per month to $5 per month. Each tier provides 24 hours early access to the vlogs, plus other sweet perks. Don't forget to subscribe to GKJ Publishing and the Vlog of the 5 Kingdoms by clicking the button to my right, and by clicking either of the buttons to my left, you can watch last week's interview with Riley Rhett, or you can stream the entire Author Awareness playlist. Have a great weekend.